North node of the moon, Rahu in the 11th house. Rahu in the 11th house is a great placement. It's one of the best placements that Rahu can be in a chart. There are some problems here though, which we're going to talk about. First of all, Rahu in the 11th house shows that your soul in this lifetime has chosen a path of growth that seeks to align itself with the masses. Your soul has chosen a path in this lifetime to be aggressive about your goals, your wishes, your desires. This is a great placement for recognition, more than even the 10th house, because the 10th house is a lot about effort and status. The 11th house is about awards, recognition. Robert Downey Jr., Will Smith, both have this placement. I think both of them are Oscar winners. So, Rahu in the 11th house, you will see a lot of celebrities have this placement. You will see a lot of people who have been very successful in their life. They have this placement. Alexander the Great is also said to have this placement, but it's obviously difficult to, verify his chart. But what is the meaning of the 11th house? The 11th house is all about your hopes, wishes, desires, incoming gains, multiple sources of income, liquid income, friends, network circle. When you have Rahu here in the 11th, it shows that you will be naturally drawn to large network circles. You will be naturally drawn to making a lot of friends, making a lot of connections, knowing a lot of people, having multiple sources of income. Even if you have no clue how you're going to do it, this is what you will want to do. You will want to do that because that is what the energy of Rahu is over here. The 11th house corresponds to the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by Saturn. And Aquarius is the sign which has a lot to do with getting what you worked for. If you've not worked for anything, you'll not get anything here. But if you've put in the work, you will definitely get returns. You will definitely get recognition. You will definitely get success. You will definitely earn favors from people in high places. In fact, this goes for anybody who has great planets in the 11th house. Whenever you have good planets in the 11th house, you are sure to earn your share of recognition, your share of awards. The problem that happens is that early on in life, the individual often struggles with putting these multiple sources of income together. The individual often struggles in bringing harmony to their friendships, network circles. That is also where you're going to find the people that you need to make your dreams a reality. But it's going to be tough in the beginning of your life, because this is also one of the placements where we see that you have Pitri Dosh. I have talked about what Pitri Dosh is in Rahu in the 9th house video. You can go and check that out. I'll just touch upon it briefly here. Pitri Dosh is when the family that you've been born into is a family where you have inherited some sort of karmic backlog from your forefathers, from your ancestors. And usually how this is expressed is that the learnings, the teachings that your family has to offer you don't usually help you make the most of life. You somehow feel emotionally and intellectually alienated because you have to go about your life in a very different way from what people before you have done. There's a reason for that. The reason is, whenever you have Rahu in a placement, the intent is there, the desire is there. That is why you are here on this planet. This desire is what has led to your manifestation in this physical vessel to experience life. But the capability, the know-how is missing. For that, early on in life, you have to rely on your Ketu placement. So these people are naturally very creative. They want to create something. They want to build something. But it's over time that they realize that, oh my God, what I want to create, what I want to build, I don't nearly have enough ideas for that myself. I need to start working with people if I want to make this a reality. This placement in many ways works a lot like Ketu in the first and Rahu in the seventh. So you can check out Rahu in the seventh house video as well, because a lot of the lessons here revolve around learning how to work with people, learning how to ask for help, learning how to find allies, learning how to find support. You have this placement, Rahu mahadasha comes along, source of income goes away. You're just not making enough money as you want. Your friendships, they turn sour. Kind of what happened to Will Smith. How he went on stage and he, slapped Chris Rock. Similar thing also happened to Robert Downey Jr. when he fell into drugs and everything. And I think this is a story, a lesser known story probably, that in that phase of his life, Robert Downey Jr. found support in a fellow actor. Russell Crowe helped him out through that tough phase. In fact, he also even mentioned him in one of his award acceptance speeches. So if you have this placement and Rahu mahadasha is wreaking havoc in your life, you are probably not working with the right people. You're trying to do everything on your own. In this placement, that is not going to work out for you. Because in previous lifetimes, Ketu in the fifth shows you have relied excessively on your own intelligence, on your own creativity, on your own know-how to navigate life. In this lifetime, you are meant to work with people. You are meant to learn how to balance the greater good, because the 11th house is also about the greater good for everybody, for all of us. In this lifetime, you are meant to learn how to balance the greater good with your desires, ambitions, goals. How is that balance going to come about? That balance is going to come about you going out there and seeking support from people who add to what you have or who have something that you don't have, building alliances with people who probably have more experience than you in a particular undertaking that you wish to go ahead with. This placement can give you some problems in terms of people gossiping about you behind your back. That is something which can happen. It can also make you excessively focused on what people think about you. Because you have Ketu here aspecting the ascendant with its ninth aspect. And Ketu here is also aspecting the ninth house, taking that away from you. Rahu on the other hand is doing his own thing. He's aspecting the third house. He's aspecting the ninth house. So if you want this placement to work well for you, you need to work for some cause that is going to bring balance into the world as a whole. Your visions should be aligned with the visions of your community, of your society. If you choose to work on those visions, you will find that it is a lot easier for you to become successful. It's interesting that a lot of people who have met Robert Downey Jr., they say that he is an extremely sociable person. He's very talkative. He doesn't, ever hold on to the aura of him being a star, but he is a star, no doubt. He carries that presence. But it's this natural tendency that he has of talking to everybody, finding out what everybody is doing, trying to be friends with everybody. That's the key to success. Because you need to understand, with Ketu in the 5th house, you automatically have a royal persona about you. You have that screen presence. You have that weight about how you carry yourself. That is not going to go anywhere. That is going to be with you. Because you have developed that. Your soul has come to master those traits through many lifetimes. But what you have to guard yourself against is you cannot get caught up in ego. You cannot think that you're better than others and not ask for help, not ask for support when you need it. That's one of the biggest lessons here. Rahu in the 11th house is also better if you multiply your sources of income. Don't focus on just one job, one pay. Always have a side hustle. Not out of a feeling of insecurity, but because that is then going to bring you in the connections that you need to build your life further. The more people you are making money for, the more people you are making money with, is going to pave your way to become richer, is going to pave your way to become more accomplished as a person. Because then people will have a lot of good things to say about you, provided you conduct yourself in the most ethical ways as possible. One thing definitely I would advise anybody who has this placement is, before you start your day in the morning, before you start your day means before you start doing anything or eating anything, as soon as you woken up, you should fold your hands and you should pray to Lord Ganapati. Because Ketu in the 5th house is the house of past life, good deeds. 5th house is the house also of scriptures, history, Vedas. Ketu over there shows that Lord Ganpati can bring you a lot of prosperity in your ideas, in your undertakings. The delays that you experience, the fluctuations that you experience, the problems that you face in terms of the development of your ideas, because the 5th house is your ideas, it's your intelligence. 5th house is also your ability to improve your life. That is why Saturn, is considered difficult in the 5th house, because it suppresses your ability to improve your life. You have to work very hard. So when Ketu is there, those things can be denied. And so you may end up feeling like a victim, that you want the world, but you don't know how. You want to be recognized, but you don't know what for. You want to make a lot of friends, but you don't know what you bring to the table to earn those friendships. So praying to Lord Ganpati as soon as you wake up in the morning, and then starting your day after offering him some prasad, lighting some dhoop or something, that can give you a lot of mental peace. Sankat Nashak Ganesh Stotram is also a great stotram that you should listen to. It will give you a lot of peace, a lot of clarity. But if you have Rahu in the 11th house, definitely what I'm going to say is your life is about socializing. All your answers about all the things that you wish to do are out there. You need to be out there meeting people, making connections, building connections, and you need to be very conscious of not overcommitting to these people, because with Rahu quite often that happens. The energy gets blown out of proportion. We make a lot of commitments that we cannot follow through on. Make sure, if you have this placement, that you always stick to your commitments, or you don't make commitments. Because Rahu in the 11th house, in Rahu mahadasha, it can quite often happen that you end up losing face in front of a lot of people. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to warn you how to work with this placement, okay? So Kal Bhairav Ashtakam can also be great for you. Kal Bhairav Ashtakam can be amazing. Listen to it, once or twice a day, especially during your Rahu mahadasha or antardasha. It can give you a lot of motivation and drive, because what happens here is quite often Rahu in the 11th can give a person a lot of unfounded fears. Maybe you have a great idea and you just shy of getting the kind of funding that you want for it because you don't think it's good enough. Alternatively, if Rahu is not working well for you, you may have a crap idea and you are somehow dreaming that this should be valued at hundreds of crores. So in this respect, this placement can definitely be quite unsettling, because you see the 5th house corresponds to the natural house of Leo, which is a fire sign. The 11th house corresponds to the natural house of Aquarius, which is an air sign. So there is a lot of passion here. But you have to make sure that that passion is rooted in reality. The aims that you're setting for yourself, the goals that you're setting for yourself are realistic. The targets that you're setting for yourself are realistic. Okay? With this placement, invest in a manager, invest in a personal assistant. That's going to be great for you. And anytime this placement is not making you money, even if you have 50 bucks in your pocket, I don't know, go out, meet somebody. Ask for work, ask for help, ask for ideas, and it's going to manifest for you. Okay? That's all I had about Rahu in the 11th house. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel so that you never miss all the wonderful content that I post here. Push the bell icon so that you'll be notified every single time I post. If you want a personal session with me, check out the link below. It will take you to my website. Submit that form. I'll get back to you with the best time and date that suits me. We'll coordinate and we'll take it further from there. Thank you so much. The Rahu series is now complete. Feel free to watch it from the beginning, because I have talked about a lot of things in every episode, okay, that will help you understand the energy of Rahu and the nodes as a whole, irrespective of your placement. Thank you so much. Hari Om.